Hello and welcome everyone. Here we are back for some more modern action. Today we are playing a Patreon submitted deck list, our first of the month, and it is our newest Patreon this month, Cameron's deck. They have submitted a Shardless Sultai list here in Modern. Now, like I typically do, I make very few changes. Cameron specifically said the sideboard and stuff we can make changes to. So we have made some changes from the original version of the side that I think are better. I am unsure about the sideboard in total still, but I didn't want to change it too much. I wanted to keep some of the cards that Cameron wanted to play. Same thing with the main board. The big reason I don't like making changes, I know you see all of these other people that take submitted decks. They usually make a lot of changes they think are for the better. I do it because, one, I'm not a professional Magic player. So, I think I'm okay at it. I don't think I'm the best player in the world, but, you know. I also am aware I get kind of narrow, like tunnel visioned. So I'll see a card and I'll think, oh, that card's not good. Or, oh, that card's really good. And so I won't want to play alternatives to that card. So when you submit me a Patreon deck, instead of just being like, well, I've already decided Ancestral Vision is just not the card we're supposed to be shardlessing into to draw cards. Because I have. It's See the Truth 100% every time. But maybe hitting this will change my mind. I don't think it will because we can't cast the card. So this is probably a bad example. But that's it. Our Patreon wanted us to play this card. So I'm fine. I think a better example might be, for example, Cheville Bane of Monsters. This is a card we've never played. But it is a 2-mana Death Touch at the beginning of your upkeep if your opponent controls no permanents with bounty counters on them. Put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker your opponent controls. Whenever a permanent opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Cool upside. It's a 1/3 with Death Touch, which means if it survives to block, it's going to kill whatever it blocks, which is pretty cool in the prowess meta, which we don't know if we're going to be in. Also, of course, Dauthi Voidwalker is just a great card. And new with Modern Horizons 2 here. But Cheville is a card I would not ever play in a normal deck. Is it actually bad? I don't know. I don't think it's great. I think the fact that it's only a 1/3 isn't amazing. I think its ability is great. I think if you can get its ability to go off, that's really, really good. But I don't know. Because of that, I would normally never submit this card into a deck. Which means if the card's not bad and the card's fun to play, I would never know because I just never take that chance. So that's probably my favorite thing about Patreon submitted deck lists. So today we have 21 lands. I really don't like Field of Ruin in these 3-color decks like this. I think this card is just not very good in this type of deck, at least especially with 21 lands. Yeah, I'm not sure it's good, but we'll see. Of course, we have 3 Ancestral Visions and 1 Profane Tutor. Profane Tutor is basically a Suspend Dark Ritual, a Dark Ritual Demonic Tutor. We have another one on the sideboard. This card could be good. This is going to let us tutor up our Jace, a second Shardless Agent, Inscription Ruin, 3 mana, either opponent discards 2, we return a creature with mana value 2 or less, or to start target creature with power value 3 or less. So, Profane Tutor could let us tutor up some more Shardlesses, a Jace, Liliana, maybe Inscription Rune if it's good at the time. Could let us do a lot of things. That being said, I generally don't like tutors in your deck unless it is specifically a combo deck or B, a cheap and easy to cast tutor that's not going to detempo your strategy. For example, a card like Gifts Ungiven. It's a card that you're building the entire deck around it. So it doesn't matter about tempo and stuff like that. We then have 4 Serum Visions, 3 Inquisition, 2 Thoughtseize. Honestly, I really wish we had Fatal Pushes in the main. I'd much rather be playing Fatal Pushes than Ancestral Visions, but we do have 2 in the sideboard. Of course, we talked about Dauthi Voidwalker in the past. This card, stopping cards from going into the graveyard, is great. Also, being able to sacrifice it to pick up an exiled card from our opponents. The one downside is, and the reason I'm glad we're only playing 2, is Shadow. So Shadow is super sweet because it basically means that Dauthi Voidwalker is almost always going to be unblockable. However, There is a little line of text that I know a lot of people have not read or not caught onto. It can't block other creatures unless they have shadow as well. So that can be a problem. The other kind of weird addition we have here is Rift Sower. So Rift Sower I think is kind of interesting. So this of course is a bit of a Search for Tomorrow type-esque mana dork. It's going to be suspend 2 for 1 green. Now first of all, I don't really like the idea of, with all of our other 1-drops, having green on turn 1 as like a main effort. The Rift Sower means on turn 3 though, we're going to have an extra mana. It's also a 1/3 blocker, which does block decently well. It will do that. But again, with Cheville, it is in bolt range. But again, I think push is more of a concern right now in modern than bolt. But the addition of a mana dork that we can't cascade into seems very promising. Plus, with so few lands, it could help us get to our Jaces, which I do like. The next thing is, of course, for Shardless, obviously. 2 Inscriptions and 2 Lilianas. Honestly, I don't think Inscription is very good. Maybe if it was draw 2 cards, target player draws 2 cards, then it would be worth it. But I don't know. I think this card's just like kind of cutesy. I could see the returning a Tarmogoyf for returning Cheville mode being pretty good. Or I guess Voidwalker. But yeah. And then of course 3 Jace the Mind Sculptor. Now, generally speaking, unless you're playing a control deck that does not have Teferis, I don't think you ever want this many Jaces. But I don't know. I think Jace is going to be one of our main value cards, so we'll see. Sideboard 3 forces. In the main, we have 3, 7, 11. We only have 14 blue cards, which generally speaking makes Force and Negation to me a non-starter, which is why I think it's okay coming out of the sideboard. Almost every match we're going to bring in, we're going to bring in the Browns, which is going to put us to a total of 19 blue cards, which could be good enough. We also have 2 Plague Engineer. We've seen that this card is pretty bonkers. This card's really good against a lot of things in the format right now, and yeah, I'm happy to play it. We have another Profane Tutor, like we said. We have Surgical Extraction as our Graveyard Hate. If you've been watching this stream for any amount of time, you guys know I cannot stand Surgical Extraction. The card is great. The card is incredibly good. And if that is your preferred Graveyard Hate option, it is a great choice for you. Me personally, I'd rather have Leyline of the Void or Nihil Spellbombs in black. That being said, if you like the card and you have them, play them. It is a good sideboard hate card for graveyard decks. But I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a huge fan. It's not. Sorry. It's just not something I'm into. And then we have Break the Ice. Honestly, I like the way this card looks. But I don't know if having a land destruction card that is basically explicitly relegated to Tron and Urza's Saga is good enough. Obviously, with the prevalence of Urza's Saga, this card I think has gotten a lot better. And I kind of forgot I had Overload, to be honest, too, which is pretty sweet. But I don't know. We'll see. Sudden Edict. This is a card that I think is absolutely overvalued. I think the people see Split Second and they think, "Ooh, this card's good." But my problem is, almost all the decks you want sacrifice effects against, you don't want to target a player. Like Boggles. Sometimes you won't be able to target them. So I think Sudden Edict is bad. My recommendation there would be just switch to Liliana's Triumph. Sorry about that. Liliana's Triumph, I think, is just so much better. Especially since we are playing Liliana's. It's just that much better. But we're going to try it. Split Second could be insane, and it could be the thing that makes the card good enough to play. I don't know. 1 Maelstrom Pulse. I always love in Sultai having Maelstrom Pulse, and I do think Maelstrom Pulse is great alongside Shardless Agent because it can't be hit by Shardless Agent to where Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy can. So just turn 3 naked Shardless Agent. actually isn't that great because it's got these 3 hits right here that, well, I guess Assassin's Trophy can destroy a land, but the other 2, Abrupt Decay, are never going to be live a lot of times if we just naked turn 3 a Shardless. So, yeah. And we have 2 draw unlocked around at the sideboard. Yeah, I like this list. I do like a lot about it. Again, like I said, the Ancestrals and the Profane Tutors I'm not a big fan on. But that being said, they're still could be good. Mana base is fine, except for the fields, I think. And yeah, other than that, we're going to hop in around one here. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, play some Shardless Sultai. Alright, welcome. Here we are. Truth be told, there's a big part of me that wants to keep this. The problem is, if we draw the second land right away, we're in decent shape. I think we just got to mulligan it. We are going to mulligan. Into what is absolutely a better hand. Weird choice. I'm going to put Liliana back. Nah, they went to 5. I'm putting Abrupt Decay back. We're going to try to bank on them being Tron. Cheville, of course, is bad against Tron. Liliana is okay against Tron if we can keep them low on resources. They went to 5 here. Obviously, we're wrong. We might be a little sad. We are, which is very unfortunate for us. Rift Sower. My initial thought was to suspend it because it'll come down on turn 3 then. But that means next turn we're not doing anything unless we draw a discard spell or another Rift Sower. So this way, next turn we can go Suspend and Serum. They're on 1 land, which is... Oof, that's even better. Okay, so we are still going to suspend this. I'm going to Serum Visions here. We draw a Breeding Pool. Opponent's low on resources. I think I'm going to keep the Inscription. They got 1 land, 5 cards in hand. If they miss another land drop here going Liliana, discard's going to be pretty painful. They hit the land drop. Alright, this means I am going to lead on Inscription, I think, then. Because if this gets counterspelled, I'm much happier about that than our Liliana, since our Liliana is going to be our recursive source of discard. Obviously, ideally, here our opponent didn't have counterspell mana up, and we got to just slam Liliana, start plussing. All right, so that's also good because that reveals to us they are Bant. Is Finquadal incoming, I'm assuming? Domri's Call, okay. Wall Moments. All right, they're trying to draw some cards here. All right. Next turn we get Rift Sower and Liliana. Rift Sower is going to resolve. We draw for turn. It is an island. Or, not an island, Pluto Delta. All right, so I'm actually going to go Liliana. We are going to plus. This tells me they are a Soul Herder deck. Likely. I think. I feel like it. I feel like the calls and wall mean Soul Herder. I could be wrong. Hmm. I feel like if they miss on the land drop, they're going to pack it in here. I'm right? Okay. Okay, they did draw to the land. Nice. All right. Yeah, let's kill it. This does give them another land. But with Ephemerate off the top here. Hmm. Yeah, not a huge fan of that draw. Wow. 3 Teferi Time Ravelers discarded here by our opponent. Yep, and it looks like the Ephemerate will be lost in exile, which is cool. Oh, no, that's real fucking bad. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Is that weird to anyone else? Shardless Agent is obviously the only card we care about them naming here, really. I doubt they'll name Jace because we look a lot more like a green mid-range deck splashing. My name is Esther. Well, that's not going to happen, so. Getting a little annoyed by that. Fucking yikes. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Our draw has been pretty lackluster this game. This is the spot right here that we're afraid of with Rift Sower, to be honest, in my opinion. Where it's just not a good card. Opponent concedes. Yeah, ulting. Oh, God, really? Ulting away potentially 2 lands is pretty good here. Alright, so there it's a fairy deck, which kind of makes it awkward to want to bring in counter spells. Do feel like got the tutor. I actually almost want to just cut like most of the Shardless package in the face of Teferi. I cut a Rift Sower. These cards are bad, I think, just in general. It's so limiting on what it does. Like, it's a versatile effect, but I don't know. I'm also bringing these in speculation that I'm going to cut one of those because we're just not... Cascade's not a guarantee. We could be dealing with a Teferi and not being able to Cascade and do it. So, same with Suspend. That's another reason I want to cut Rift Sower. And Ancestral, if we do get a Cascade into it, has a super... It's super worth it. I think Profane Tutor's just not worth it. Don't get me wrong, I can't see the value if we're playing against a deck that's not time raveling us to Profane to Shardless into Tutor into another Shardless. Alright, this hand feels pretty good. I will keep it. They also start out on 7. We're going to open on Suspending Rift Sower here, I think. Obviously, turn 3 Teferi. Obviously, just kills us. That's going to hurt our game plan so much. But maybe our opponent won't be quite on that. And that's an island? Okay. All right. We're going to go black-blue here. Push you. Serum Visions. Yikes, Inquisition a little too late. I will take it, though, just in case they do not play Teferi. Or they do play Teferi, I mean. If they do play Teferi, that way we can still go Inquisition into Tarmogoyf. Problem is, I fear if they go Teferi, we just are too dead here. We're too weak to Teferi. Okay, I'm happy about this. We are going to cast our Suspend card here. All right. Inquisition. All right, they're obviously going to go get like Solidarity or Solitude. Is it called Solitude? Ewit. Okay. Yikes. I hate to say it, but I think we have to take Eternal Witness here. Because they can cast Eternal Witness. Can't cast the other cards in their hand here, though. Boom. That is beautiful. Man, I'm happy to see that. We're going to take Skyclave. Now here's the open. They whiff on lands. Can deputy us here. But deputying Shardless isn't that scary. Yep, they're going to deputy. No. I mean, so like, that's It's a good card you got there, opponent, but it not being a land is kind of a big deal. Also, we chose to abrupt decay it. I don't want them to be able to ephemerate to protect it. It's really a really big pain. Yep, take out Tarmogoyf. Mm-hmm. Jace. Brainstorm. They block 2 damage here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they got a pretty good line here just to ephemerate this to get rid of Jace. That is also notably why we put Jace back on top, though. Is because in the event of... Ooh, that's scary. Okay, we, I might have to Fate Seal Jace here. Draw 3 cards. On Thoughtseize. That actually, don't get me wrong, I'd love to kill this, but... Ooh, that was fucking bad play on my part. I'm a little scared to see what they have left in their hand, to be honest. Hmm. Sure. That feels like a waste. Like, don't get me wrong, I obviously you gotta undo it and get back the Tarmogoyf, but I feel like you were better off trying to draw. Yeah, that's fine. Take Jace. Using non-land. Aha! Shouldn't be playing Aether Vial in your Abundant Harvest deck. That's something I learned the hard way from testing of this card is you do not play really bad cards to hit off of it like Aether Vials. Not as good then. You want to be hitting premium cards. Which a lot of your deck is premium cards. I mean, Ephemerate's premium card, Titania's premium card, Eldarmy's Call, Eternal Witness, all premium cards. Tide Shaper I actually think is really good right now. And like I don't think Deputy Detention is a card you should be playing, but I like Eldarmy's Call or Tide Shaper. The fact that it's 1 blue mana and a colorless kicker, turn a land into an island, I think is great. Yeah, I mean so far, game 1 our concern was Rift Sowers, just too many of them. And it opened our eyes to how weak we are to Teferi. Shardless, Rift Sowers, and all of our suspend cards are just so bad against Teferi. So, anyway, although I enjoyed the deck, Cheville was cool drawing his card. Inscription actually it was good there. Basically forcing him to discard an Ephemerate and a Titania put us in a position that we were probably going to win. Especially since this turn they could have gone and got a land and then held up Titania again. And the following turn played Titania and got a bunch of value from ephemerating it. And yeah. Alright, on to the next round. Alright, round 2 on the play. Nope. All right, I'll keep this. I'm gonna put Profane Tutor back though, I think. Suspending Ancestral on turn 1 is pretty much the only time it's actually a good card to, like, suspend. The problem is, we don't actually have anything to go with our Tarmogoyf here, so our Tarmogoyf is just going to be pretty weak. Oh no. Oh no. And our opponent is Infect, which does concern us here. I'm going to kill it now. I don't want them to get a chance to untap. Plus, they can kill us on 2 mana. What? Oh, wow. They only play like 1 basic or 2 basics and they're holding the other one? What? No way. All right, we're green black X, which means we should beat the hell out of Infect 9 times out of 10. These are coming out. Sorry. This is not a matchup we want them in. Inscriptions can come out, I believe. I'll even trim a Rift Sower. I'm going to trim a Jace. Sudden Edict. Note, Edict is worse against Infect than it is against a lot of decks. Because if they have a hand with Noble Hierarch, it's not good. They don't have a Noble Hierarch draw, it can be great. Also, if they have 2 Infect creatures, they can always sack the one they're not choosing to pump. So keep in mind, Edicts against Infect are not always good, but they're better, I think, than a sorcery speed removal spell like Inscription of Ruin. Because don't get me wrong, being a sorcery is great because most of the time we're going to want to kill the sorcery speed. But a card like Inkmoth Nexus, not being able to interact with that is problematic and can just literally be a loss. Now, because of the way we're sideboarding, we are cutting most of our blue cards. We cut 4 blue cards out of our deck, which leaves us with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'd only have 15 with Force, so Force would likely not be live by alternate casting cost. So we're not going to bring it in, even though I do think Force is a card that we could use against them pretty effectively. What we're looking here is turn 1 removal spell. Ooh. So this hand is iffy. We don't have any blue for any of them. We do have an Assassin's Trophy, and we do have a Thoughtseize. I'm going to keep it in hopes that we draw a blue source. We do have a Serum Vision, so our first blue source is likely going to get us pretty far in the game. Unfortunately, if they go actual Infect creature here, we could just die. Optic Fatal Push. All right, we're going to attempt to rip away any possibility of them killing us on turn 1. Smite Roll Crosa would do 4 damage. I'm going to take Spellskite. The reality is, if they don't kill us this turn, we get to kill the Infect creature. Oh, wait, so we don't get to kill it. They drew a Spellskite off the top anyway. It will attack for 1 here. We drew another black land. Yeah, so I guess we're going to force them to do it. It's quite unfortunate. They were playing basics. But now we are dead, right? Yeah, that killed us. That's right. Yep, we're dead. Um, they had the land anyway. They were gonna draw the land anyway, so we're just dead to this regardless. So, yep, it's very important to have a turn 1 removal spell. Maybe I'm supposed to try to get the forces in over the Rift Sowers, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't feel very good. This hand is definitely a keep. We can't turn to Delphi Voidwalker, but that's okay. I'm gonna Serum into. Feels like it's gonna almost certainly. We'll keep Plague Engineer. Obviously, if our opponent plays a creature, we're gonna push it. If they play like a Hierarch or don't play anything on turn 1, we're gonna Thoughtseize them. Ooh. Yeah. I'm just killing that. I know it's not the best play we could make. And it's very possible that it's actually just better to go after what's in their hand. I'm gonna go after what's in their hand here. All right, we're gonna take Scale Up here. They have Ink Moth, which means we will be naming. What is it? We will be naming Blink Moth. Let's go. Blink Moth. Serum Visions. Ooh. I want both of those cards. That does mean next turn we're Dothy Voidwalkering instead of anything else. I think that's okay. Because we're not gonna we don't want to cascade into our crappy cards. Also, if you think I'm above not just cracking this to get one of our really good cards out, you clearly don't know what we're doing here on this channel. Another land. Okay. Problem here is there's so much protection. I'm stupid. I didn't realize they all got the Phyrexian creature type. Yeah. Fucking fucking great. Wait a minute. Wait just a fucking minute. Oh, we figured it out. We found the line. Found the line. It wasn't a line I liked, but we found it. Noble's fine. Playing the land. Well. Moral of the story, dumbass. Name Phyrexian. Alright, well, you fucking got me there. That makes me feel real stupid. Okay. I'll admit that one. I fucked that up. I definitely admit that. I know one card in their hand. I don't want to Thoughtseize when I know one card in their hand already. Yep. Anything too big, I know I can counter. Practice to draw a card, draw a land, which is unfortunate. See what you're working with. All right. We should have this game won from this point. Opponent fails to find a land. Okay, so to clarify, we punted because I didn't know. I guess I knew, but I didn't remember. All of the new or all of the old Phyrexian creatures that are like corrupted or infected or anything like that have gotten the errata of having Phyrexian as a creature type now, which means Blighted Agent, Inkmoth Nexus, and I'm willing to assume yep, even Glistener Elf itself all got the errata. So, we punted that, but we didn't matter. We still won. So, Voidwalker here coming in clutch, allowing us to grab the second land of the green colored land to kill their creature with. So, way to go, Voidwalker. Kudos to you, my friend. And yeah, I mean, not like it actually got to go do anything, but forcing the sideboard came in handy here because it could have countered their removal spells. So, anyway, let's go on to round 3. All right. Well, I just noticed my microphone or my webcam fell down at some point, so I don't know if I've been recording with it down or not. But if I have been, I apologize. This is a case of a hand we should not keep that we're going to keep because I hope Rift Sower is good enough. Okay. Okay. That being said, we still need to draw a land. I already don't like how this is starting. Yep, don't, not, oh. What? All right, well, we obviously about to cry. Well... let's take the Burning Tree Emissary. Because regardless, that means they can't double spell this turn. So I think I'm gonna depend what we play. Oh, this is Death Touch. That's so terrible for me. So a couple things are gonna go into what we play this turn. Obviously, what they do. Okay, what did they do? Did they do the attacking creature gets? Okay. That's actually pretty nice. Because they have to top deck another Burning Tree Emissary to really get us next turn. And if they don't, we should be able to stabilize. Ooh, that's fucking bad. They drew a land. Okay, we're getting reckless bushwhackered here. Yep. We're taking 5 here, going to 6. No, we're taking 3 here, going to 8. So much better for us. Okay, so Slam Tarmogoyf, and we're gonna pass. What did they draw? Did they draw another Reckless Bushwhacker? Okay. So we take 6. Fuck. That goes back to their hand. I mean, we obviously have to block. We don't have a choice. All right, we lose. That was not a good keep. I also kind of punted on the way we blocked. Yeah, we're going to lose Restore no matter what there, and that was a mistake. I should have blocked the Ragavan. That was going to go back to their hand. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. This is coming out. Again, super aggressive deck. We do not care about our... we don't care about our Cascade package very much. Yeah, so because our Cascade package is so exclusively Cascade, and we just want Shardless for value here, I think it's just always going to come out in matchups like this where they're super aggressive. I can't think of any aggressive deck like that that we'd want to keep that stuff in against. I mean, obviously we got 2 really bad cards in this opening hand, but I think the other 2 cards are good enough. And we're going to keep... Burning Tree taking it. Thoughtseize. Take Bushwhacker. I guess I didn't need to. I guess I could have just taken Manamorphose, right? Yeah, if I take Manamorphose, I can just go Plague Engineer on Goblins. Yeah, it feels pretty bad. I should have just gone Plague Engineer on Goblin. Oh. I feel a problem coming. Nope, I'll take the 5. Sorry, 7. I mean, we could just be dead here pretty easily. Like, it's not that hard to believe it. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think I'll fetch end step for a land, I guess. I don't know. Should they be able to kill us from 2? Oh, I was going to fetch. Fuck, oh well. Yep. Does not matter. Our opponent just slow rolled us for no real reason. I guess they could have thought we had a counterspell, but whatever. We're obviously a deck that doesn't play counterspells. Shitty loss, but that's fine. All right, I think we're going to keep... our opponent is playing Jingento, which means one of 2 things. Either one, they're going to be the new Aspiring Spike, mono red, Phoenix aggressive deck, or they're going to be Tron. Either way, I'm going to keep this hand because... Bingo. Alright, we were right. Unfortunately, that doesn't help because game 1 we're pretty much dead in the water in this matchup. I guess Tarmogoyf's probably the best bet we have. Yeah, Tarmogoyf feels like the best card we have, if any. Yep, here comes the light up the stage. With this card around, I kind of want to play like Gen Delirium or something. I think that'd be fun. Put a land in the graveyard. And land bolt, okay. So that bolt will make this Tarmogoyf a 3/4, so it'll survive. This, of course, gains flying, which means we desperately want to avoid that from happening. Yeah, I mean, they only need one more card type in the graveyard to have Delirium, which is incredibly likely. Yep, Metamorphose. Another land. They're obviously digging for some Phoenixes. Yeah, so I think my biggest issue with this deck so far is just our removal package. It's so so anemic. We're just not. Oh no. Okay, they discard a land. Oh no, they don't discard. That was. Oh no. Oh no. No. Yep. All right, they choose not to bolt me to my face. Which, if it feels weird to anyone else, that's because it kind of feels weird to me too. We're cascading here. We got Inquisition, which is awesome. I'm gonna take Metamorphose. I mean, they still have 1, 2. Yeah, they still get to cast the Arclight Phoenix this turn. But they do lose Delirium if that is their play. I think that attack was wrong, actually. I shouldn't have attacked there. Yeah, that attack felt wrong. Yeah, we got lucky. I think they must have drawn into Phoenix after. The Faithless Salvaging. Right, like, yeah, they get fucking Delirium. Yeah. 1 spell. 2 spell, 3 spell. Fuck. Oh, no, no, no. Please, no. Please don't bolt the Tarmogoyf. Yeah, we're fucking dead. I should have played the Void. Okay, alright. I should have played the Filthy Voidwalker. I'm dumb. That card against... I totally forgot what it does. I mean, they would have just bolted it, but still. It would have had to been spend a bolt on our creature instead of us. So we're going to take 3 from her. 3 from the Phoenix. That's 6 damage. I mean, I think we're just shit out of luck, my friends. I think we're just shit out of luck. Oh, I think... yeah, fuck it, we're dead. That's not good enough. Okay, let's, second verse, same as the first. If you guys are not noticing yet, the problem with this deck is specifically our removal package. It is not good enough in the main deck. And admittedly, the choice was because we wanted to be so value oriented, which on paper I like. But now in actual practice, it has turned out to not. Oh, those are actually good against him. Never mind. It has turned out to not actually be that good. I guess this card's okay, but oh wait, I forgot to cut that card. Never mind. We can bring that back in. Yeah, unfortunately, our removal package is not very good main deck. So we super are struggling against these aggressive decks like this. I'm gonna keep it. Yep. I'm taking Dragon Rage Channeler. This card is... Honestly, this card I think is so much better than Ragavan. Like, it kind of hurts. We're gonna go... I'm just gonna go Snow-Covered Forest Tarmogoyf. They obviously got a lot of stuff to trigger prowess with, and they can really, really knock down Goyf's size. That's okay, because we're gonna go second Goyf or Shardless next turn. If they want to leave my Tarmogoyf alone, I'm okay with that too. Mm-hmm. Sure. Really? Didn't fire off a bunch of lava darts. That's weird. Right, like that's surprising, right? That's not just me. All right, I mean, yeah, I don't. That was weird. Phone sequencing there was really weird. We also just had a pretty good hand against them too, to be truthful. We don't have any sideboard cards here worth bringing back in. I mean, if we were more blue, I could see Force Negation being a card we wanted. But the problem is, truthfully, we do struggle with blue mana. Or not blue mana, blue lands. Okay, I'll keep this. It's got some pretty good amount of removal. I have Rift Sower. See what their turn one play is. Alright, it is Swift Spear. Which means I do think I have the time to do that. I think my turn two play is probably going to drown it. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what the opponent does. If opponent just dumps out their hand and does a bunch of damage, I think I'll drown it. But if they just play a bunch of more threats to the table, yikes, yikes. Okay. Played more threats to the table. Oh, fucking hell, man. One's hand is just nuts. Yeah, I think we're drowning Dragon Rage Shaman Channeler here. That kind of sucks because that could obviously deal with Shaman if they don't get Delirium next turn. But we can't count on them not getting Delirium next turn. We're just dead. There's like a 0% chance they don't kill us. All right, so we go to 8. Or take 8 rather, sorry. We go to 4. Go to 3. Hopefully don't die. But probably will. We're already at 2 now. No, this officially just became double chump blocks, which is terrible. Yep, we lose. Yep. Zard will make these 4/5s, which means neither of these can kill either of them. And these will bounce off each other, which I guess is okay, but we're just dead. Yep. The fuck? Why are you why are you darting the Tarmogoyf? So it'll trade. That's dumb. That doesn't matter. Oh, they have another. You have 2 lava darts. What the hell are you doing? Or is this the one you cast? Did you cast this from your hand? Wait, you cast this shit from your hand. You have lethal. Oh my god, I'm fucking over it. Whatever. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I kind of got a little angry at the last match. Our opponent... When I realized their opponent lava darted us from their frickin' hand instead of their graveyard, when they could have just killed us with lava darts, really... It's just really annoying. Like, I get missing lines, but... That's such a, like, integral part of your deck. I have a hard time to believe they legitimately just didn't see it. I'm gonna keep this hand. It wouldn't matter what our third color here is. This hand's pretty much just a straightforward green-black rock hand. Just with the flavor of the other color. Honestly, the more I played this deck, the more I think we want, like, 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor maximum. Well... Alright, we're going to take the most value card out of their hand. This does leave them damn, which is fine, I think. I'm going to get Breeding Pool because I think that's the... Oh. That hand card's better. Bottom at the moment. They play a Stoneforge Mystic. We can Edict it this turn, so that's fine. That would be a Thoughtseize, so we are going to lead on Thoughtseize here. Well, guess what deck our opponent is playing? It is, we're gonna give him the Tarmogoyf to kill here. So that was their draw for the turn. Sorry, Rift Sower, you're just not a card we care about at the moment. Yep. Fuck. Rip Tarmogoyf. Land? I think we're gonna discard no matter what there, so I think it doesn't matter. Whoo! Man, was that nice. Okay. Sure. Cast it. Bottom. Bottom. So actually, I think this deck wants a Turok, maybe. That's a possibility. It is not the best Cascade hit. No, I'm fucking crazy. Ignore me. We don't want Turok. I'm fucking crazy. Stoneforge decks. We can't beat the card Cauldron Complete. It's not a card we have the possibility of beating. That being said, ooh, all right. I might be wrong here. Sudden Edict might be the answer we've been looking for. Kind of want Drowns, but I don't know what I'd cut over them. Maybe a Rift Sower and maybe the Profane Tutor. Actually, I'm gonna cut an Ancestral. I think Profane Tutor being able to tutor me up whatever card I need at the moment is probably pretty good. Double Cheville with an Edict effect. Let's try this against the creature deck. Is this good? I don't think it's good, actually. I think it's pretty average, but they take Sudden Edict. This is probably the part where we lose the game because they'll probably go Stoneforge into Culture Complete and we can't win. I guess in theory we could kill their creature and then edict away the Cauldron token. It's not. It can't be It doesn't have can't be sacrificed. Also, our opponent might just take the most powerful card in our hand that they can, which is Liliana. That is actually the line they go with. All right, we drew that. Next end step is where we want to stop. Another discard coming. This one, I'm assuming they're going to take Jace the Mind Sculptor, just given the fact of the contents of their deck. I will play Cheville, Bane of Monsters here. Because that's... I do want to get a breeding pool, I think. I'm okay with paying the life. I just want to have a little bit better mana. Plus, This way, if we draw our other Jace, we can play it. Ooh, we left both Jaces in. Never mind. If we draw either of our Jaces, we can play it. So they didn't have a push for the Cheville, but their removal seems to be Dam and then Edict effects, such as Kaya's Guile. I'm gonna attack for 1 here. I'm not gonna play out the other Cheville because I don't want to get Dam. I don't want to get damned board wiping. They're legendary, dumbass. You couldn't play both if you wanted. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Brainstorm. Mm-hmm. Boardwalker, sure. Discard a land. Discard Batterskull. For the turn. Brainstorm. Just putting you two back. Yep. Lingering Soul, sure. Let's brainstorm. But you two back. We'll play you. Thoughtseize. That's pretty crappy, not gonna lie. Oh, I need black. Alright. Comes off suspend next turn. Yep. Inquisition, that was a card we knew about. Flashback Souls. Play a land. 2 towards Jace. Oh, oh. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. Sorry, it's not that funny. It's not that funny. Okay. Oh boy, that was great. All right, so my thoughts on the list. All right, so let's do this. We never got to hit the Profane Tutor. Like I said, I think that idea is cool, but ever since testing See the Truth with Shardless, I'm just off of these can't cast otherwise cards. And especially considering as they make us so much more dead to a card like Teferi Time Raveler, I just don't want to be there. So I would cut all of these cards. Rift Sower was cool, but I think Rift Sower is just kind of just there. Now, admittedly, there were quite a few times where I kept 2-land hands and such with Rift Sower. And that 1-land hand with Rift Sower, and that probably wasn't the best, but yeah. Cheville, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he's that bad, and I definitely kind of want to test more with him. But the problem is, again, of course, he's just not good against a lot of the decks in the format. But then again, neither is Delphi Voidwalker because of its body. Also being said, I would cut 1 Jace from this list. I think 3 is too much. Don't get me wrong, we saw in the last game, Jace just brainstorming his cards is really powerful, but still. Inscription of Ruin. I'm not sure I like this card. Honestly, if you want a Hymn to Torok effect, I would just play Turok himself. And just, yeah, it sucks if we hit him off Cascade, but otherwise it's a 4-mana, discard 2 cards, 1... Yeah, discard 2 cards at random. It's just a Hymn to Torok for 4 mana. That being said, that's 11 cards we can cut. I would start by probably playing pushes. I know we wanted to be as value driven as possible with good 2-for-1 effects off our Shardless. But I think it's more important, like we saw there, both our losses were against creature heavy decks, like super aggressive decks. And we just didn't have the sheer mass amount of removal to deal with it. Sudden Edict, I think it's cute that we can catch a Stoneforge Mystic unprepared with it. But we didn't see a case where it was better or worse than just a regular Edict effect. Also, Profane Tutor, I'd cut it from the sideboard too, since we're cutting the main deck one. If we were to leave the main deck one, I would probably still cut the sideboard one, though. Again, Surgicals are not bad. Graveyard Hates, they could also come in against like Titan decks and against Tron decks and stuff like that after you destroy a land, which I think is cool utility. Like I said, if it's a card you like and it's a card you have, play it. It's not bad. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's not my Graveyard Hate choice. Probably never will be. There are formats like Vintage and Legacy where I kind of don't feel that same way because it's important that it's free. But yeah, Break the Ice, again, we didn't really get to see a chance to play it, but it does what it does. It's a 2-mana destroy a land against Tron, so if that's a card you know you're going to play against, play it. Thankfully, Field of Ruin didn't hurt our mana base in this league that we saw, but I don't think you should play Field of Ruin. That's my opinion, though. The Pulse on the side, I love that. I absolutely love 1 Pulse in the deck, somewhere in the 75 of all my green-black decks. I think it's perfect. Yeah, Force and Negations, again, like I said, I actually really like these out of the board. Again, pretty much, realistically, you probably go 4 Push, 4 See the Truth, and then 3 other new cards to interact with. Also not a huge fan of Serum Visions, but you could play Serum Visions if you wanted to. Overall, my main thought here on the deck is the can't cast except for Suspend Cascade cards are not good. Rift Sower was unfortunately not good enough, I think, to play. Cheville is worth testing more. Also, Voidwalker's great, which we already knew. Tarmogoyf is really good. Yeah, I mean, Liliana Jace was good. The rest of the deck is exactly what we expected from the deck. So, I do think Shardless is possibly the card that we needed to really kickstart Sultai. We do have another Sultai list down the road here. Anthony submitted one, so we'll play that either next week or the week after. Probably to the next week. I don't think I'm going to push it to the final week of the month, like the last 2 days of the month, to try and play it. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Cameron, I really do like this take. I'm not going to lie, Inscription of Ruin was kind of surprisingly cool in the Ephemerate Titania deck. I really wanted to hit Profane Tutor. I do like the idea of Shardless into Tutor into another Shardless. So like I said, I could see keeping the Profane Tutor because that is something really cool to do. And also if you're in a really big bind, Profane Tutor being able to find you a big key impactful card for the following turn, I think is really good. Cards like that I think that are big and impactful are like Damnation. I would absolutely play some of these in the sideboard. Damnation. There is also cards like boy, I can't think of any of those off the top of my head. Other big cards like that that are super impactful, but we might not want a bunch of in the deck. Like Inscription was an example of one that I think Profane Tutor actually would be kind of cool to go get, just because it's got so many modes. Also, I don't think any of the commands are worth it here. We do have, of course, the Simic command. Return target creature to a planeswalker on their hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. The 2/2/1 counters on target creature. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard for them. I don't think it's worth it. And then, of course, Witchbloom command. Witherbloom command, sorry. Target player mills 3 cards, return a land. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent. Target creature gets -3/-2. And actually, you know what? Using this card instead of a Brutality could actually be okay in a deck like this, where we just want value out of it. Because this is not terrible to cascade into either. I think that's probably the only spot it's really good at. But anyway, of course, Cameron, like I said, these are just suggestions. Overall, at the end of the day, if you really, really like these cards, Rift Sower is one, honestly, while I say I don't think it's good enough, it could justify more testing. I don't think this is the worst card we tried out here for sure. I think that's Inscription of Ruin by far. Also, I'm sorry. Ancestral Visions is not the best choice, but there is no other feeling as good as when you hit that Shardless and it cascades into an Ancestral Vision and you drop 3 cards. I understand See the Truth does the exact same thing, except you can actually cast it for 2 mana to just basically draw 1 card. But listen, Ancestral Vision just has a different feeling to it. But yeah, anyway, these are my thoughts. Cameron, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for your Patreon support, and thank you for submitting this deck. Everyone else on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of this, go to the subscribe button. And don't forget, if you guys want to see your deck on the channel, you can always help check out the Patreon. It helps support me. It also gets you a video on the channel. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.